straight to mute mode on my phone. It's like, I love you, bro. Bye. I'll hit you up in a little bit. I'm looking like Gary Tonin out here, thin up top, dog.
I thought it was just like a blonde patch he had.
No, he has alopecia.
Ah.
So, like, he has hair missing from several spots now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like those people who
So,
have like gray silver
dude, there's
things.
actually a cure. I don't want to talk to my ex-girlfriend, but her sister got like alopecia real bad and went bald. She went to the Philippines and they put some shit in her hair where it all came back.
No way.
Yeah, some weird fucking. Yeah, I'll have to talk to her. I don't really talk anymore, but I'll ask her one time.
Send a DM to Gary Tonin. Like, yo, I know somebody. He's gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sure he doesn't.
Nah, probably not. He's just here to whoop.
Especially now that he's fighting.
He's whooping dudes' asses. He doesn't care about looking good.
It's like, I'm already ugly. It's only gonna get worse.
All right. Let's get this going. So, hey, people.
What people?
The internet.
We're live, pal?
Yeah, we're live.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah, we've been live for like a good minute now.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I couldn't even do anything.
How dare you?
I thought you knew.
I thought you knew.
I thought you were aware.
You
I'm over here giving my
motherfucker.
ex-girlfriends credit about getting
You know what I'm
alopecia
saying?
back. I don't want that public. I don't want to
Out
give her
here?
credit. Fuck out of here.
Anthony, I know you were tired, and I know that you got sad for a second because there were some struggles with the production.
Yeah.
But you got through those struggles.
It's fixed now. We're good to go.
Looking good. Looking good. Everything.
It's fixed.
It is.
Unlike the Floyd fight.
Yes. And with that.
That's the black lady clap. You know what I'm saying?
Black lady church clap.
The black lady in the back of the church, she's got a fan, she's got a big ass hat, there's a veil on that motherfucker, and she's all about that syncopation. She gotta have that syncopated clap, or life just isn't right. She doesn't want to live in your 4 fucking beats per fucking measure. She gotta add that little. Or Jesus don't even hear her prayers, bro. Like, without that second clap, everybody gonna go hungry all around the world because Jesus only listens to her prayers, and he only listens when she does the double clap. Episode 131 of the Love and Chokes podcast. I'm sitting across from the homeboy Justin, aka Ronnie Rotten. I'm sitting right next to him is Anthony behind the motherfucking switches.
It's called diagonal.
I said next to him.
Yeah, diagonal.
Diagonal to me. Anthony's behind the switches. I always tell you that there's much to discuss, but there's even more than normal. And now, let's start the show. So, young Justin and I, for the people that don't know, who haven't watched or listened to a podcast when he was sitting across from me, we've become acquaintances because of pro wrestling, and now we just kick it like we're homies. And
Yep.
he brought me closer to an athlete, Jessica I, who we were familiar with each other, but when I became homies with Justin and she was homies with Justin, it just became really easy to hook up, and we just got together and started training. And so he's responsible, besides the fact that she actually decided to say yes, for that connection really taking place, man. Like, I don't know if it ever would have happened if we didn't both have friendships with you.
Yeah, definitely.
But since we met through pro wrestling, that's what I really want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Recently, you bought yourself a ring.
Yes. I have purchased a 18 by 18 foot professional wrestling ring. Me and my buddy Jay. He's one of my old business partners, promoters. Like 12 years ago, dude, we were booking AJ Styles, having him wrestle Jerry J Rock, someone we're mutual with. And we just, I don't know, we kind of just fell out of business. We had a bad business partner who basically, long story short, ended up selling his end of the business to a guy who just had no clue business mind. Ended up costing a lot of money. Like our last show, I pulled out of it. They brought in Mick Foley and ended up losing like $5+ grand. They didn't advertise it right. Yeah, so like just shit like that. When you leave someone with a bad taste in your mouth, it like almost like deters you from it. But like when I met back up with the old clique again, we started hanging out and so all got motivated and realized, like, hey, dude, like we only have so much longer in this business, so much longer for youth. Let's take advantage of it now. Let's have fun. Let's do this business the right way. I don't feel like there's a lot in Cleveland going on, man, with professional wrestling, and it could be way more and a lot of potential. So,
No, I don't disagree with there could be way more and
Right.
there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But nigga, there's plenty going on.
Not
Like,
as much as it should be. Like there's pretty much one dominant company around here. I wouldn't even necessarily call them dominant. They're just doing successful for what could be Cleveland. But I still don't feel like
You
it's
didn't
done
even
the
want
right
to
way.
say the letters.
Not going to. I'm not going
It's
to.
already competitive.
It's not even competitive.
We don't have a roster.
So look, here's the thing. I'm not even looking at it as competition. We're doing our own thing. So whether people want to look at it as competition or not, I mean, yes, of course, we're both wrestling companies. There's other competition out here and stuff like that. But we're not doing this for the sole purpose of competition. We're just doing it for the sole purpose of business and for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, at the end of the day, there's competition. You know, like we want to draw people to our show. So if we put on a better product than you and your people just happen to not come up to your show anymore because they're going to a better one, that's not my problem.
See, but local live wrestling is such cheap entertainment that as long as we're not booked on the same fucking night, you don't really have to play favorite promotion. Like,
I agree.
you
Yeah.
can go see Blank's show
Right.
and person B's show and then your show all in the same month.
Correct.
If they were booked on the same night, then there's real choices that have to be made.
Right.
And I do think that people in general like being on a team or like with a faction. So they'll be like, oh, I go see these shows, but I don't even fuck with those shows.
You know what it is? It's clicked up. You know what it is? Oh, yeah. You know what it is? Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But here's the thing we're not going to do. And when we did this 12 years ago, there's you know, basically a war going on. You know, stupid stuff of, you know, well, if you wrestle there, you can't wrestle here. And you shouldn't control a man's paycheck. You shouldn't control what they do. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be a part of, you know, if you go wrestle other companies, then you're not a part of us. You know, it's not about that. If you want to rock with us and tell us you're with us, that's awesome. That speaks to you as a person and do what you got to do. But we'll never hold a professional back from not taking bookings and working other places. And that happened a long time ago with both ends of each company. And it was very nonsense and very dumb. And a lot of it relied on our old business partner who had a lot of beef with the other owners of that company. And we were all pretty much involved in it in a way. But on it now, I'm very cool with a lot of those guys. Like, I'm very cool with the owner of that company. I have no beef with them at all. Like, John's a good dude. He's a cool guy in my opinion. I have zero beef with him. There might be some shit that he's done to friends or rumors that I've heard and things like that. But personally, to me, nothing has ever been done. But to some friends, he has fucked over in the past. And, you know, it's just I keep my hands where they need to be, and I keep my feelings where they need to be, and I don't hold grudges. I don't hold things in the past. And we're all moving forward from now on. If they want to look at it as a competition, go ahead. But it's not a competition. We're doing things differently. And not only am I going to do the professional wrestling side, like I said, I want to get into the promotion side of grappling tournaments and jiu-jitsu tournaments as well. So
Interesting. So when you say wrestling-wise,
yes,
you guys want to do things differently.
correct.
Have you started thinking about what differently means? Or, yeah, so what does that mean?
Without giving away too much, like there's a couple other successful companies out there who do a lot of cross promotion with music and wrestling shows. Like, you know, have bands during intermission or at the beginning or at the end, live DJs, things like that. Just shit that doesn't necessarily like it sticks out at a wrestling show. You know, it just that belongs, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? So, like I like a long time ago. One of the shows Jerry was on that he helped run, they did like, you know, internet pay-per-view and just had different lights set up and it just looked different. It was different feel. We're going to go more for that kind of gimmick and things like that and just other things out of nature, out of wrestling to bring into wrestling and do it like that. I mean, fuck, well, who's to say that we have to book someone who's a pure wrestler for entertainment? Some other artist can draw names. A music artist can draw a name, an actor, actress. They could draw names in. It doesn't have to be a pure wrestler to bring people ass in the seats and meet and greets and photos, you know?
Yeah,
So let's make it up, makes it a little bit different.
that's
So,
cool.
Which, you know, obviously you're going to be a huge part of because we love you there. So,
Well, I'm definitely down to wrestle. I need to train, for fuck's sake. But me and my homie also have an idea for a wrestling side project that is, and I don't mind going into it because only 7 people are going to watch this podcast right now. By the time that lots of people listen or hear this, like lots of people listen or hear this, it'll already be a thing.
right.
Like lots of people aren't going to hear this until like a year from now.
Right. Well, we're already running. Shit's
So
going
like
on.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. So so it's kind of a reaction to what happens in the wrestling world right now with a lot of like the flying shit and the flippy shit and how it really illustrates the idea that they're cooperating.
Right.
And I want to bring it back to an idea where it's a grappling competition and then the strikes come in mainly as cheating.
Okay.
And you have to know how to wrestle or submit in order to really do the style that I want to do. But I don't want to do that style exclusively. I still want to learn how to be a professional wrestler. But there's like an homage that I want to make to like the UWF and like to Pancrase.
Okay.
And my homeboy Trevor is like on it. Like Trevor is like, I want that. Like that's
All
what
about
I
it?
want to
Okay.
do. And so we have an idea of training people in jiu-jitsu and slowly working in little bits of how to strike where it's a work. Because like, so imagine a match starts, right? And it's just a grappling match. But heavy tie-ups and heavy forearms and heavy forearms in the back of the head. That's what escalates into strikes.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I follow you. I'm
Instead
following
of
you
like, all right, let's have a wrestling match. And the first thing you do is punch the guy in the face.
Right. Come
It's
on.
not a wrestling match.
Correct.
Like what you have is a specialized idea of what a fight is under a certain rule set and a certain amount of suspension of disbelief. But that's not wrestling. It's something else. It's sports entertainment, essentially.
Yes, entertainment. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm not anti-sports entertainment. I just don't see any wrestling. I've never really seen wrestling. I've seen grittier sports entertainment, like NWA was like more believable than some of the WWF stuff when I was a little kid. Of course, like, then there's the grittiest stuff like fucking FMW, ECW.
Right, crazy shit, yeah.
But even that, the suspension for disbelief goes up. So as the level of violence goes up, you have to also suspend your disbelief even further.
Right, because like there's no way I'm gonna let this guy stand here for 30 seconds and just throw me off a fucking balcony through 8 tables and just dangle there like I'm a dead Mortal Kombat character waiting for a fatality,
and
you
let's
know,
not even
like
get started on ladder matches. You know
Right,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden, super athletes can't climb a ladder. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
yeah,
But if you climb the ladder at normal speed, it wouldn't be entertaining.
correct.
So it's like I understand why it is the way it is. I'm not complaining about how it is. I'm saying, I wonder if it could be another way.
Another aspect being into the
And
business.
I don't think that one would stop the other. So like,
I don't either. I think it would coincide a lot.
so I want to have some fun. Like I'm thinking, and there's people that work this way now. Like, have you seen Tim Thatcher work?
Yes. Yes.
He's a motherfucker.
Yes.
Tim Thatcher is a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff Cobb last night.
You could you could ruin it. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but go ahead. I read the results. I read the results.
It's like the first tag team gauntlet match. It's not ruining shit. And it's just the spots he used. He's like a big, strong guy. He picked the dude up, like he spun him around several times, like he's gonna deep six him. But when you do that, you continue to rotate in the same direction.
yeah.
So imagine having a 200-pound man in your arms and spinning around really fast, stopping, and then immediately spinning around the other way. Not like stop, pause, spin. It's like we are spinning. Stop, spin, slam. It's one of the fastest transitions I've ever seen, and he's a high-level Greco-Roman wrestler. Like, he was either an Olympic alternate or he might have made the team. Like, he's a monster. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, I already liked this guy. But this dude is special. Like, this dude's a monster. And maybe he needs more work. I don't really know. But look out for Jeff Cobb. That guy's a fucking killer.
So without spoiling too much for the fans, or if you don't give a fuck,
I really don't.
what did I see last night? Something about Kenny fucked his knee up, or it looked like he fucked his knee up or something, or
I'm not sure if he fucked his knee up or not. So,
looked like a work spot, or
to be clear, with our audience, last night or this morning, depending on how you want to say it, Wrestle Kingdom 13 took place, and that's Japan's version of WrestleMania, essentially. But it also takes place live in Japanese time at a reasonable time. In time in Cleveland, Ohio,
the 4, right? 4 in the
it
morning.
was it started at 3.
3 in the morning, right? 3.
Now at 2, I realized that I'm awake and I'm not that tired. And I'm like, I know the first match is Will Ospreay versus Kota Ibushi. And even though I was just talking shit about this style of wrestling, I have an appreciation for it. Especially when it's two guys who work that crazy flippy style working together.
Right.
When it's a person that isn't flippy, it's just obvious that you're a base. And you're going to keep positioning yourself underneath to catch this nigga every time.
Every time. You're just making him safe. You're just trying to make him safe. Right.
So it starts to become boring to me. But 2 flippy guys, and it's exciting. There were a few spots that were so the opposite of snug that it kind of bugged me. Like, you need to kick Kota Ibushi. You have to kick him. You can't, like, phantom kick
Yeah, you
Kota.
can't fucking air whip.
What the fuck are we doing? Like, and it's Wrestle Kingdom.
Right.
Lay
Really
your
put it to the
fucking shit in.
motherfucker. Right.
Lay your shit in. And, like, look, I know. Here I
keep
am. Green as grass, right? Talking shit about Will Ospreay, right? Like, but I'm just saying. Like, I would have liked him to be stiffer, but then it got stiff. As the match went on,
They got stiffer and stiffer.
it got stiffer and stiffer. And I thought it was a very good match. I was glad that I stayed awake for it. With the Kenny spot, though, that was like towards the end, the very last match.
Yeah.
I wasn't really having my wits about me anymore. So I haven't rewatched that match. I remember vividly the last 2 or 3 minutes of it, and I think Kenny's okay.
Okay. It's kind of like a work spot or maybe just a quick scare.
I think a quick scare.
Now, see, back in the day, I was at an indie show here, right? And you know Chris Hamrick is from ECW? Old school.
Say again?
Chris Hamrick?
Yes.
Okay. He fucked up a spot, okay? He went to go do basically a sit-down moonsault. You know, spring up, sit-down moonsault, you know? Well, he fucked up and folded himself. Well, he played it off so awesome. Where, like, he literally, like, had the ref back, you know, like, boys in the locker room came out. He's in the corner. Like, couldn't even limp. They were going to carry him out. And I'll be damned if he just didn't, like, obviously, they, you know, guy, ref went over and said something. And the guys went to go walk up and, like, shake his hand, you know, like, in the match. You know, they didn't call the bell yet. And he just goes like this and just, bam, big boots him in the face with the fake knee and, like, just lays him out and pins him. I was like, everyone thought he was hurt. The whole arena, like, but he fucked up his spot.
Yeah.
And then played it. Dude, I've never seen.
Played it like it was
I have
injury.
never seen, like, to this date, Chris Hamrick will be one of my favorite wrestlers because of that. I've never seen someone just blow a spot, look like you died.
That's wrestling.
That's what's the great part about wrestling. Yeah. And just, I mean, at that time, I was trained and I thought he was hurt.
The moments
boys in
that
the locker
you
room came
think
back and
it's
thought he was
real.
hurt. Yeah, like,
If you're a trained pro wrestler,
and you think it's real. You have a lighter, brother?
Yes.
We'll spark up here. Yeah, that was one of my most memorable moments at a wrestling show. Just period. Like, just, I mean, you know, you've blown spots. I've blown spots, and then in the ring, you're like, oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I fix this? Holy shit, you know, like
the first
in your
time
mind,
I
like-
had a spot with anyone with a name, I fucking brutally fucked it up. So EC3 books a show in his hometown. He's wrestling J-Rock, and he's like, "Hey, you," because he was fond of me briefly because I was at his seminar and I tried hard and I did well, right? So he remembered me and booked me for his little home show. And he's like, all right, then you're going to get on the top rope, crossbody, I throw you to the floor, you're going to get caught, don't worry about it. Now, I've never done this spot. I did a crossbody a few times, but I've never been caught and pressed to the floor. But he's like, don't worry about it. So I'm like, all right, you're going to have a dude who's been a pro for 10 years
you're
on the outside.
pretty jacked dude, right? Like,
And I'm a really small guy. The guy catching me is like 6'6", 230. I'm going to be straight. So I climb to the top rope and fall off. Feet in the ring. So I don't fall down, but I fall off the ropes, right? Feet in the ring. I'm not sure what to do. So I just sprint and throw a cross body. What the fuck else am I supposed to do? I'm like, the spot's a cross body. It's supposed to be a cross body from there, but I ain't there no
He's
more.
gonna catch you, lift you up,
And
press
he
you.
can see me. So I'm just going to run at him and do the fucking cross body. He lifts me up, throws me to the floor, and then the rest goes as planned. So when he gets to the back, I'm like, look, I'm really sorry. He's like, for what? And I'm like, that last spot in the match, like the climax of the match that you let me be a part of, I fucked it up. He's like, oh man, you didn't fuck up anything. It was great. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, man, that's wrestling. You fell off the ropes, right? And you fucking fixed it. Good. And he just walked away like, and I was like, I thought he was going to be like, you suck dicks. I
Like,
told
pissed
you what
off
to
at
do.
you, yeah. No, he's a cool guy. He shit. So here's another crazy story. When we promoted about 12 years ago, we had a clinic and we booked Al Snow. Well, Al Snow couldn't make it like a week before.
Dude, I would kill to train with Al Snow.
Well, he sent us Tommy Dreamer. So he's like, look,
That's good
he's,
too.
He's like, I can't make it. We'll send Tommy. Tommy's, at that time, Tommy was like doing stuff for WWE, and EC3 came to our clinic, and Tommy Dreamer fell in love with him. Tommy Dreamer fell in absolute love with him, and the rest has been history since then. That kid has made nothing but great things for himself. Great things for himself. You know, him and fucking Ray Rowe from Cleveland too. You know, Gargano, like they're all Cleveland boys are doing their thing now. You know,
Cleveland boys are crushing it.
Yeah, they are.
Crushing it.
They really are. Yeah, they really are. And that's awesome. It's an awesome thing to see that. It's an awesome thing to see that. And that's the other part. Like, you know, we sit back and we let, you know, 10 plus years go by, and we see all these, you know, kids from Cleveland that, you know, we booked and wanted to get booked with us, and you know, we denied some people, accepted some people, and you see all these fucking people just turning it up, man, and it's awesome. It's just really awesome. And to think that we're going to be a part of something like that again and be able to help get some young bucks a step forward, being, you know, older and mature and have a different mindset this time with business. You know, it's not how many tickets can we sell to our friends, or you know, how many can he sell? How many did you sell to your friends? How many did you sell? Did you cover? Did we cover this now? Did we cover the sound guy? Like, it's not like that no more. We're not young kids with a business mind. We're, you know, grown men in our 30s and some close to the 40s, and you know, it's you shouldn't have to come out of pocket to run shows. There should be sponsorships, and business should be done right. You should be writing shit off. If you take a loss on a show, it should be wrote off. You know, there's ways you do stuff now, and now that we're older and have a better business mindset, I'm really excited to see what we do. I'm really excited to see where we go.
Do y'all
with
have
this.
a name?
Not yet. There's a couple things that have been thrown around.
How many people are sitting at the table that could decide, yes, this is our name?
As of right now, currently 3. So
That's
so
enough.
technically,
That's not so many that everybody has an idea.
so
You have 50 names.
right. So to throw a little insight out there without throwing too much insight out there, there's 2 main guys who are going to run this. Me and my buddy. We have a third business partner who isn't really too much financially involved, but he has a lot of the media side involved. Like kind of like we have our Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Anthony.
Hi, it's
Just
me.
a great tech genius, good dude. You know, wants to help, knows part of the business. You know, just
Handsome.
yeah, you know, handsome. You know, handsome.
Facial hair.
Right, facial hair. So, but the fourth guy we were thinking of maybe bringing in or even doing business with is a huge asset as well. You know, so there's a lot of things that are involved that I think are going to be a major key in product to just running a great business. That's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about competition. I don't want to compete with no one. If it ends up looking that way or ends up being that way because we're both in the same business, whatever. But we're not going to do things the way that other people do. It's going to be different.
I hear you. Like, I'm on some very extremist shit right now. Like, I'm not competing with anybody. The way I tell the story is I don't even have a business. I have a club.
Yep.
The club costs money. Membership, there's dues. This is not a business. I'm not trying to grow. I want the people that are with me to grow. And if they grow,
You grow.
I think I will grow on a timeline.
Correct.
But I'm not advertising shit. At the strongest that my academy ever was, I didn't spend a single fucking dollar on advertising. Not one. Not one. I worked hard, and my students fucked everybody up. That was the advertisement.
Right.
And so that's going to be the advertisement now. We're going to show up at every tournament, and my boys are going to fuck your boys up. And then your boys are going to have to be like, I wonder what they're doing over there that we're not doing. And I'm going to be like, lots of things, nigga. Like,
Come on
lots
over
of
and
things.
see. Yeah.
And on a timeline, I will take 2% from everybody who has a bunch of students. And that's all I need to eat.
Yeah.
I don't need your whole school. I'm not here to crush you.
No.
But I'm not going to advertise. You advertise. And all the people that you don't like or that don't like you will look for other schools. And I'll get some of that runoff.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. My job is to be excellent. And let the people come to me. I'm not going to try and convince you to do jujitsu. Fuck out of here. Honestly, I don't even want to teach you.
Right.
I don't.
Right. Keep your money.
Somebody was like, oh yeah, I've got a daughter. She could do jujitsu. I'm like, yeah, somewhere else. Like, yeah, not with me.
Yeah.
I've got kids' classes, but they're small. And I love each kid. I don't want that to change.
Correct.
I'd rather live in my car than, like, have to, like, teach a bunch of cunts so I could eat.
Right.
No, I'm going to teach people that I care about. And I will earn. And right now I earn enough.
I think you see that with a
Not
lot
a
of
lot.
schools. I think you see that with a lot of schools going on, though. You see, I mean, just in a lot of academies, you know, a couple places I know in Cleveland, I'm not going to drop any names, but, like, I hear a lot of people saying, like, yo, I don't really get a lot of one-on-one attention. Like, it's a team atmosphere.
Yo,
But,
we
like,
just did a private lesson.
right. But, like, what about, like, the one-on-one attention? And it's like, I get that. Like, if you get a big, if your body gets too big for what it is, you're not gonna be able to get that one-on-one time with your
No.
student body. You're gonna just be teaching a class.
And I value that.
I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, that's
I
more
value that.
important to you than getting a bunch of money in at one time. Like, yeah, definitely.
The money will come because that's not the only way to earn. And I don't mind. I'll break kayfabe all day on this shit. My model for making money isn't about getting a lot of students. It's about getting a solid student base, focusing on inside sales by selling them things that are worth their fucking time and money. So it's not just like, I sell you a bunch of t-shirts. I want to sell you seminars with the best guys in the world. I want to sell you private lessons so you get better faster than other people.
Yep.
I want to work with MMA fighters and corner them. And I want to sell merch. And then do everything else in my hobbies that earns money. I want to play music. I want to wrestle. I want to do podcasts. That's how I want to earn. I want to be spread out. And then, when I have a nice little egg, I want to invest in something simple. Not a business, an object, something simple. Like, I have friends that own homes.
Right.
That rent them. I want to own a piece of that.
Lucrative business.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Residual.
So I'm not here for like, I don't want fast money. I don't need a fast growth.
Residual income. Just
I
something that's
literally
residual.
don't give a fuck.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's a good mindset to have as well. It's a very good mindset to have. And then, dude, that's another reason why, like, you know, like, besides your skills and your talent, like, I felt that you're really personable. You're really one-on-one. You build rapport with people and you build relationships with people that you actually care about when you see, you know, who they are as a person as well. So you don't get that, man. Just out of any teacher, let alone person, just a person in general, you know, like, so.
I care about who I care about and I don't care about who I don't care about. You know who I fucking care about? You know who's like my favorite person right now?
Jessica.
I love Jessica.
Okay.
Don't put me on the spot like that. It's all camp though. It's all team. Kobe.
I love Kobe.
That is my nigga right there.
Crazy motherfucker. Kobe, you crazy motherfucker. I love you. We love you, man. We love you, dude.
My fucking man.
Yeah, Kobe's the man.
I want
Kobe's
him to kill everyone. You know what's really funny?
I feel like in lights of Kobe, I should put this gangster ass Wu-Tang beanie on because
Do
it's
it
something
right
Kobe
now.
would do. You know what I'm
My
saying?
hood's going up. If your status ain't
If
hood.
the Love and Chokes, you know, fan base only knew who Kobe was, you need to get him on here.
Oh,
you
we
need
are.
to get Kobe in the podcast.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Me and Kobe have been FaceTiming and talking and shit. Like,
He is the most unfiltered.
he is the best
Motherfucker.
person. He's the best person. All right, so
You met Kobe?
I think Kobe's gonna be
shit.
world champ.
I do too.
I think he's gonna be world champ. And
He's good, man.
there was a
He's really
moment
good.
where we were in the locker room and we walked back there with Jess, and Justin Gaethje's on the other side of the room. He was cornering one of his homies, and I was like, "That's a similar energy. That's a similar energy. It's not the same. It's a similar energy. It's like they could be cousins."
Yeah. Yeah.
But Kobe's the crazy one.
Yeah.
Which is crazy in itself.
Kobe's a cousin that will stab you 42 times and walk away from you and let you sit there and
I just
leak.
felt like a similar vibration.
Yeah.
And then we're walking through the back, and you start to see other fighters who aren't fighting on the card. And we saw Joseph Benavidez, who fights at 25.
Right.
And Kobe could probably make 25.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Kobe, I'm looking at Joe. I'm looking at Kobe, I'm looking at Joe, and I'm like, I don't think that would be fair. I think Kobe would maul that dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that guy's one of the top guys. Kobe's one of the top guys. He's just not a top guy yet. He's on the come up.
He's got to get more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to get more of the filler.
He's
in the
like a
cage.
white belt, blue belt right now.
Yeah.
With the fucking with that swagger and the aptitude of the champions.
Yeah.
And it's easy to identify this. I've identified it before. I remember when I fucking told my coach Donald that my homeboy Andres was special. He was a white belt. He never had a match. He was 16 years old. And I was like, tomorrow I'm putting Andres and the kids and the adults. He's going to tap everyone. And my coach was like, all right, you might want to calm down. And I was like, no, you might want to fucking calm down. I'm 100% right about this. This guy's going to murder everyone. Not only was I right, he made a motherfucking grown man cry. And then after the match, my coach was like, all right, he gave up too many points. And I'm like, okay, you're not wrong, but fuck you, bro.
Yeah, fuck
like,
you.
let's acknowledge that I was right first, and then we can talk about the other shit. But that's why he's such a fucking high performer, because what he saw was, yes, that happened. Now here's what's wrong. Here's where the next bit of work is. I was like, let's celebrate. And he's like, here's the next bit of work. Now, at the time, I didn't get that lesson. I was just mad at him.
You don't understand it. Right.
I'm like, but just acknowledge it. Come on. I tried, and it worked. Acknowledge it.
So,
He was like, no, faggot.
so at that time, you had a young kid who you knew was a fucking monster and seen it in him, and your other coach, your coach didn't see it at all. Like
I don't want to say he didn't see it at all. It was that he wasn't as impressed as I was, or he was no-selling me on it. So either he wasn't as impressed, or he was just remaining stoic.
Gotcha.
That could have been some 48 Laws shit. I don't know what he had read that week.
Okay. Dude, so it was pretty funny when I first got the wrestling ring. Besides, like, the homies were there. You know, like, I hit you up. Like, I was like, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a wrestling ring. This fucking thing is like if I went online and did my math correctly, the whole bundle of the kit is like, I believe $6,700. I'm not even gonna discuss what we got it for because it's pretty disgusting. I mean, but I've never had a ring come apart and this easy and together. It's like, it's insane. But when I first
It's like well crafted.
so here's the thing. I went to the dude. Yeah, dude. Like, everything
It's not
slides up to the
tarny
post.
bullshit.
There's no pins. There's no pins. There's no bolts. None of that shit. I wanted to tell you for so long. I wanted to tell you, and I didn't have the ring in my possession. So we went to the dude's house and gave him $250 down, and I was like, "We'll come this weekend with a truck." I didn't say shit to no one because you know how this business is, especially in Cleveland. Someone would go fucking, what was he paying for you? Here's $200 more. You know how this shit is. So I don't want to say shit to no one until I was literally going to pick up the truck. And then, like, the day before I hit you up, I was like, this is going down, dude. Like, can you help? And I got enough help. And I was like, don't worry about it. You know, like, you're a busy guy. And, like, I was so excited to just let you know I had a ring because I know, like.
It's my everything, man. Like, I love.
I'm hunting. I promise. Dude, I'm telling you, we're
I
going
love
to get this.
jiu-jitsu. I love MMA. But pro wrestling was my first love.
Dude, the other thing, like, I didn't tell them really knowing about your gimmick and, like, what you're trying to, like, how you're trying to teaching, you know, different way of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get this ring up, I'm going to have you come in, even as a green guy.
Just teach jiu-jitsu.
Not only just the jiu-jitsu side of it, but I'm going to have you, like, implement these ideas on these wrestlers and let them start, you know, comprehending your idea.
Explore the idea that.
Because I'm telling you, dude, when you start getting into real workers who, like, who have that same mindset as us and they understand that, they're gonna bust it up when they see, like, what you're trying to teach them.
Yeah. So, like, the things he's referring to, there's really common spots in professional wrestling
Headlock, takedown,
that I
or
think
drop tackle. Like, there's
some of the purpose got lost over time, which I recognize as a dude with fucking 4 matches sounds ridiculous.
Not really.
No, it would. Like,
It would to a professional wrestler in the
MVP
business.
is sitting next to me right now, and I'm like, look, cuz I have 4 matches. Here's what I think about this spot. If he doesn't roll his eyes, it's because he has a great deal of restraint. He should roll his eyes. But hopefully after he does that, he listens. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I recognize that I have no fucking place saying the shit that I'm about to say. I just think I'm right.
So, like, do they not know who you are, or do they do know who you are?
What do you mean?
Like, it's like if you have a mastery experience in one aspect of it that's very similar to that, and you can kind of tie in things
No,
from
you
that.
shouldn't talk about shit you've never done.
Okay.
This is one of the basic laws of wrestling that I learned. And maybe I was just taught this by someone who believed this, period. But if you've not made your living off of wrestling, you should shut the fuck up. It's a base assumption of a lot of people. And as a person who's made their money off jiu-jitsu, I understand it. I understand it. So when someone's like, yeah, I'm going to open a school, it's going to be like this and like this and like that. Whether it's the same vision I agree with, I know certain models that work well and easily. I know certain models that don't work very well, but everything can work. That's what I've learned through my life in this game. But I have the right to say these things because I've earned all of the money that I've made in the last fucking decade off jiu-jitsu. And very few people can say that. Like, very few people can say, I don't have a shoot job, and haven't for over a decade because of stuff I know and how I can talk. So I have a right to talk. And so in that sense, I think that's my argument that you should listen to me as a pro wrestler. Because I'm not a wrestler, but I am a worker. I'm just a worker in the most honorable sense. Martial arts is an honorable con. You think you're going to learn how to fight by hanging out with me. No, you're going to learn what I know about fighting. You're not going to learn how to fight unless you work your dick off for several years. You'll just know about some stuff. You'll have heard some sentences. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a worker. I'm just not a wrestler yet. But I've been a worker for 10 years. Because half these wrestlers have motherfucking shoot jobs. Not me. I make my money off my time and my skills and my mouth. Maybe my face. I should make money off this dick.
As he leans back in his chair.
Satisfied with a joke. Satisfied with a joke. But here's the point. So there's these basic spots that I think have lost meaning in pro wrestling that I've given my interpretation that adds meaning to them. That when I say it to people who've wrestled for 10 or 20 years, they go, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not me talking on a mark or a fan and saying, oh, I think this spot was meant for this. And they go, I think you're right. Or, no, really, it was in 1965. This guy did this spot for this reason. Man, you don't know anything, Darren. I'm talking to wrestlers. And they're like, never thought of that, and that makes fucking sense.
And it looks great, too.
Because most of what we're told for basic spots, like, all right, so the Irish whip is when you grab somebody and you throw them into the ropes by their wrist. I was like, why does this happen? And my first trainer was like, look, man, here's how you do it. You can make sense of it in your story, but, like, wrestling's fake. Like, calm the fuck down. That's what I was told. He was like, look, bro, like, I'm going to grab you by your fucking wrist. You're going to run over there. 1, 2, 3, skipping as you go.
You're going to then forcefully turn yourself and hit your back on the rope.
And then you're going to run back. 1, 2 to meet me in the center of this ring where something may or may not happen next.
Most likely, you're probably going to give me a shoulder tackle. And then I'm probably going to drop down and hop over you. Then you're probably going to leapfrog over me and probably go into an arm drag or a hip toss.
No, wait. There's a name for that. Is that the international?
No.
What's the international?
Yes, that is international. I was thinking of around the world. I was thinking of around the world. Yes, that is international.
I don't know the names of spots, and that's another thing.
I was thinking of the headlock and around the world.
Like
yes,
when I got trained up a little bit, right? It was probably like 6 months I trained with these guys. Like,
so look, also, not to cut you off, but don't fear. When we get the ring set up, we already have a group of guys who are currently working and have been also professionally trained a long time ago. Like a couple guys who are like 15 years in the game that are not people who we've previously trained with. That will
light the cigarette first.
That we're gonna get a lot of back on the horse and riding experience. So
good.
Yeah, don't stress. I mean, shit, you know me. I haven't wrestled in. Besides when we were fucking around the gym for 8 to 10 years. So like I'm not looking at this like I'm a professional wrestler. When I walk into that gym when this ring's set up, I'm gonna go in there with the mindset of like I've never wrestled before in my life.
That's how I'm approaching. I'm a wipeout, dog. I'm still a wipeout.
Like I don't care no matter how much experience I've had, no matter how much dumb shit
Pasha Blanco.
And like and you'd be ignorant, and anyone would be ignorant to think otherwise. If you haven't done something for 10 plus years, you would be ignorant to think you could hop right back into it without one getting hurt or two hurting someone else.
Yeah.
And my goal, as you know, is to protect someone else.
I can do spots.
Spots are nothing. Right, so spots are nothing. Yeah.
In the basement, and I was like, "Yo, can we run like up and overs and tackle drop down?" And somebody was like, I want to do this spot where you're in the corner, I flip over and put my heel in your fucking armpits. And I'm like, can we not?
Yeah.
And eventually I just got out of the fucking ring. I made like some excuse to not do wrestling, basically. Because I was like, I'm not going to get to do what I want to do. And so spot after spot goes. Somebody gets kicked in the head. There's blood involved. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll try this spot. I jump in, hit the spot clean as fuck, and then get out of the ring. It's not that I can't do these things. I want to focus on the most basic shit. It's the same thing I feel about jiu-jitsu. What do we do in the academy? You can tell these cunts. I don't care if they know.
Drill.
I don't care if they know.
It's drilling, repetition, very, very basic, simple
Because
stuff.
they're like, they go to their academy, and they're like, Professor, I need a brand new move every class, please. And the professor goes, okay, I'll give you whatever you want. Please come back to my school.
So all right, so how it works here is we do the same thing every day. We don't get to ask questions at the very end for like 10 minutes. We don't get to make requests. What we do is we show up to class like as if we're going to school, and we learn something that somebody else thought it was the best way to do it, because that's how teaching works.
It's not magic. And yeah, there's lots of rounds and they roll a lot, but like the teaching isn't just like, here's a random move that just worked for somebody on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably entirely specific to their fucking body type and personality. And if you don't know them personally, you may not even know if it suits your personality.
Yeah.
But they're successful, so I'm gonna imitate that.
So hell, I could teach a bunch of moves that I made up, and it only works for me. Yeah.
Like, imagine if I did that.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine if we. You know what it'd be?
Imagine if it was like, if I tried to make you me.
Omoplatas everywhere. That's all we'd be thinking about.
Right. All right, guys. Then omoplata.
Omoplata.
Then double leg.
It'd be a very simple system. We know where it ends. It either ends with a takedown or omoplata. So, or an armbar.
Where are we trying to fit this?
Fit.
Fit this
Nowhere.
dick in your mouth?
Nowhere. All right. So I saw it coming.
He said he's seen it. He's seen
It's
the
easy to defend, honestly. It's an easy spot to defend.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't defend those well?
Well,
Telemarketers. I get them all the time. It's so great.
dick in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Oh, dude, I'll hit
Click.
him, dude. I'll hit him like, I'll be like, you know, like, I'm sorry, you looking for me, my dad? Are you looking for big dick or little dick? And they'll be like, oh, and then, you know, half of them can barely speak English. So go big dick. I'm like, oh, you want big dick, queer? Fuck you, friend. Fuck you, friend. They hang up on you, get all pissed. It's so great.
Oh, shit.
I like the friend part.
Mhm.
Friend.
Not your friend, guy.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Not your pal.
Oh man, yeah. So I don't think this is the first time I've seen you since Toronto, ain't it?
Yeah.
Holy shit! What a night!
It was a nice night.
What a night! None of us got arrested.
Nobody got
You
arrested.
didn't kill a neo-Nazi guy, and
I did not kill him. See, this is the shoot because he was there when that shit happened. It was so weird.
I'm the guy
honestly-
who called the security guy over there, so Darren didn't go to jail, and I was gonna punch him in the face.
That's what I
But
was
then this
doing.
whole process runs through my head. Have you described the whole full scenario to
I
him?
did tell the story.
Okay.
Basically we were in Toronto and I had some fun that night. I had some drinks. I might have done some blah. Just a kiss. Just a little kiss.
The dandruff.
It had been a decade, dog. I literally had a little kiss. It wasn't like I had a night of doing blow. I had a little kiss. Am I lying here?
No, not at all. Darren was not Tony Montana.
I didn't put my whole face in a bunch of fucking
No.
coke.
And in his defense, he was hammered drunk too.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure you could convince him to do anything at that point for a while.
Oh.
It was a great night, but yeah, that fuck face. I was sitting there like on the thing waiting, and like I'm waiting for Darren to come down because he's my saving grace. Like this dude, there's a whole bunch of chairs, and this guy just comes and sits right like closer than me and you.
Yeah.
Second he sits down, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Eureka fucking alcohol. I'm like, he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I'm not a dick unless like you make me. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, want to go up to my room? And I'm like, instantly, I'm like, oh no, I'm not gay, dude. And he's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, well, how'd you mean it? You came, sat next to a dude, and asked me if you want to go up to your hotel room. I'm like, I don't know how I take that personally. Like, I'm not trying to offend you. And he's like, oh no, I was just having a good time tonight. And he's like, I'm like, okay, cool, dude. Like, have a good time. See ya. I'm like, fuck, Darren, get the fuck down here, dude. Like, he just went up to his room real quick. I'm like, let's fucking leave. Like, you know, we had a joint roll. We're ready to go outside and go smoke it. And like, dude, just like talking to me. I'm like not paying attention. Like, as soon as he see Darren, I'm like, yes. I get up. I go walk towards the elevator. I'm like, yes, Darren. Let's go talking to him. Dude follows up like a little fucking lost puppy. And he's like, just walks right up to Darren. You're so black, man. And I'm like,
Which is a hilarious thing for
not
me
like
to
a
hear.
hey, what's up, dude? Hey, you're just so black, man. Like,
That's literally the opposite of anything that anyone ever says to me. It's like you're so black.
I mean, in my head, I'm like, if you
Word?
knew him, you really
Maybe
wouldn't
in
think that.
Canada.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, Darren, and like, dude, and Darren's having a great night, not trying to like ruin time or nothing, like, and the guy just keeps saying it, and like, I don't know what you said to him. You said some like joke to break it off, and then like he just kept going, and like, it went through my head. I looked at Darren, like, it goes to my head. I'm like, I'm just gonna check this dude from the side and just drop him real quick. But obviously, we're there for Jessica, and we're like, yo, this could get turned into some crazy story. Like, 2 dudes jump a UFC fan, Jessica I's camp. Not trying to let that happen to our homie. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I see like the UFC security guard walking, and I could like, I've never seen Darren mad.
Oh.
Like I've seen Darren,
Oh.
Like a little bit disappointed. I've seen Darren like in his cunty ways where he's like, ugh. I've never seen him legit like the look where he like his brow like.
It's called shoot hot.
And I'm like, and at that moment it hit me where I was like, yo, we're in international territory. We cannot go to jail.
There you go.
And I just see this dude. I'm like, yo, security. He just comes over and he's like, what's up? I'm like, that guy right there is fucking with Jessica I's jiu-jitsu coach, and he's gonna die. Give him the fuck away.
He's gonna die.
Just like that. And he's like, oh, and he warns over there, and like, I don't know what the fuck happened after that,
It got
but
diffused.
it got diffused. But yeah, I was
Yeah. No. I mean the
I was mad that he was trying to put me in that situation. That like,
was looking for it,
yeah,
wanted it. Like, you might as well come up and just punched you in the face.
like.
But he didn't want that.
Like
He
was
wanted,
look-
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
he wanted me to be in the wrong.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's not,
Like he didn't put his hands on me.
No, I understand it.
He didn't even call me a slur. He just kept referencing race
No, I
for
get.
no reason.
I get all
to
this.
see if I would get fucking heated. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, I already tried to play this off a couple times, bro. Like, I let you do your thing. Like, I let you
Yeah.
have fun.
wanna be-
Go away.
I want to be very clear here. I can't see anything, so I've never seen him get mad. I can feel the vibe.
No,
in the
I've
air.
seen it.
In
No,
the
no,
air.
no,
You
no,
can
no.
sense it. It's not. You don't need to.
No, it was a sense. It was a sense.
You don't need to look.
No, it wasn't a sense. But it was like, so you remember playing like No Mercies for Nintendo 64?
I think so. Yeah.
You remember how they block? Right bumper?
Yeah.
He went into that stance like, look what, and I was like, oh god, here's No Mercy block Darren. He's pissed. He's pissed. And I seen it. Body language sensed it. Like just the look on his face. I was
the
like,
silhouette
oh
does look
fuck.
familiar now that you think,
Oh
think
my
about that.
God.
I've seen that happen
No
before
Mercy
too.
block Darren is like dead ass
the
serious.
chest comes
Yeah.
out. It's like, what the fuck? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is exactly it. That is my I'm about to fucking hit you in the face pose, and that's not good.
Yep.
That's not good.
Nintendo 64 right bumper Darren.
I've seen him almost do GTA in real life before too. So like, I've seen him almost snatch some dude out of his own car and
Wait,
take.
slow down.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was gonna fight someone and just switch.
No,
left and
that,
hit someone
no.
else, like,
He's gonna pull, like grab. He's gonna roll down his window from the outside and snatch that dude out the car. Like I could see the way he looked. It was hey sir, come with me. I need your vehicle. Get out of the
yeah,
car.
Toronto was an awesome time.
But I did not put my hands on anyone.
No one.
No one.
And yo,
No one.
Toronto, look at me. If we had this thing where we could zoom in real close right now, like, zzz, I would.
I would love that.
Your weed is trash. I don't give a fuck what anyone came with and said.
It really
I know
is.
weed. I know weed. I'm very spoiled with marijuana due to my friends and a lot of other situations. Your weed is trash. I gave your weed away to homeless people because I don't want to smoke it. Please step your game up. I'm not taking shots. This is a plead to step your game up. I would love to come to the 6 and get real high because Toronto's a cool city. But I can't because your shit is garbage. So please, get good weed. Tell Drake to get you guys good weed. Thank you.
Talk to Drizzy.
Yeah.
Talk to Drizzy.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, no, Toronto's a good time. It was an awesome time. I'm glad everything worked out the way it did. And I am super excited to wherever we go for the next fight.
Yeah, me too.
Super pumped.
Me too. I'm really happy for her, man.
She
Like,
deserves
I
it.
really
God damn,
think-
she deserves it.
They're gonna make fucking movies about this shit. She's gonna pull it off.
And her background story, like if people who don't know
here's the
Jessica,
best thing.
oh,
And I haven't said this publicly, but this is what I really think. And it's evidence by how dismissive Joe Rogan was during her fight. There is a moment right before commercial break where one of the commentators was like, Joe, what do you think about either of these ladies versus Bullet? And Joe said,
I know, yeah.
I'm really glad we're going to a commercial break.
Yeah, I heard it.
What he
I heard it.
insinuated by saying that, and this is my now I'm guessing, right? And one day I'm gonna sit across from Joe. We're gonna talk about this shit.
Call him on it. Yeah,
I'm just gonna ask him what he meant.
yeah, yeah.
And he's gonna have to tell me, and I know what he meant. He was saying, "I'm glad I don't have to bury these two women right now on camera."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he thinks bullets up here and
Yes.
they're down here. That's what he was
Exactly.
trying to say.
1,000%. 1,000%.
That's what he was trying to say.
1,000%.
Now, I think if you'd asked him, yo, Rose Namajunas 2 years ago, Joanna Champion 2 years ago, that's how he felt. He would have said the same thing, like, don't really want to see that fight.
Right.
And then Rose starches her once and beats her a second time too.
Which this guy put money on and I won, so big fan of Rose.
Then we see Cyborg get beat by Amanda Nunes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do these women have in common? These women, there's an idea about who they are, and there's some accolades behind them, and people buy into them. So, JJ Champion, multiple-time Muay Thai fighter. Well, then Rose, who's got armbar finishes and good jiu-jitsu, well, she should take her down and try and beat her on the ground. That's where she's got the advantage.
This is a very weird voice you're pulling out here.
What?
Is this an edgy Bravo voice?
No.
Okay.
That was my, like, generic bullshit MMA fan voice.
Oh, okay.
So if it sounds like Eddie, let the shoe fit. But, like, this isn't a microphone.
By the way, the first one was the Moon Rocks. I didn't tell him, so that's why he's
I might be higher than normal.
Yeah. For those who don't know what Moon Rocks are, not to pause real quick. I'm just gonna. We'll just...
let it pause.
That's fine. You
I know what the fuck I was talking about.
You mind if I grab one of those ginger ales?
That's a Moon Rock.
I think they're all the way upstairs, though.
You basically got marijuana rolled
In
with
fact, just
oil
bring
rolled
that
with
Tuli on
Keef,
the
and
table
Darren
downstairs.
has never smoked something that was that before, so this is his first time doing that. So, and I lied to him. The first one was that joint with it in it. This one does not. It's just regular weed. So, not regular weed, good weed, but you know, not Moon Rock weed.
I know what you're saying.
But,
So, what I'm saying is, JJ Champion had these accolades. I'm a Muay Thai world champion.
right.
Rose is not.
Right.
Is she accomplished? Does she have hands? Yes. But she's not that same lineage. She doesn't
they're
have.
just saying they're
they
not that
call it a
level-
pedigree.
right,
They
pedigree
love
to
to say
level.
pedigree
Right.
of striking.
Right.
Your striking pedigree doesn't mean shit. Your jiu-jitsu pedigree doesn't mean shit. Your wrestling pedigree doesn't mean shit about what you can do. What it tells me is about who you are. You are a real competitor. You are really gonna try.
Right.
It doesn't tell me what you can do at all. It tells me what you could do under that particular rule set, and there's so many ways to win under that rule set. So, like, okay, say you're a national champion wrestler. Does that mean you're gonna slam everybody? Well, how did you win your titles? Did you let them shoot in on you and then make sure you got a good down block and you got around them and you beat everybody by 1 point? Lots of dudes win like that.
Correct. Yeah.
Does that mean that since you're a national champion by that strategy, that you're going to be an effective MMA fighter?
Nope.
No, it doesn't.
Sure doesn't.
So fuck pedigree. You can't listen to that. You can't listen to pedigree. And so I think when I look at these things, there's a similar fucking ingredient. A person who is highly skilled, who believes in themselves, can beat someone who is already accomplished and extraordinarily predictable. And that's it. We have those things in common with those other fighters, those other scenarios. Miss I wins by knockout. Miss I wins by knockout, and she shakes up the entire fucking world. And I can't wait to be right about it.
I love it. I love it. I told her all of her fights I've been really like just nervous. Not nervous in a way of like you're gonna lose nervous. I never think Jessica's gonna lose. Nervous as in like, you know, I don't want my friend to get hurt, blah 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 blah. This fight I wasn't nervous in Toronto. It was real weird, man. I had like normally I get like crazy anxiety. I'm like, oh fuck, here it go. It was real weird, dude. Like I felt really, really just like let's get this over with, man. Next step. Like this is just a stepping stone we have to get over in Toronto right now. Then we're on the next fucking spot. Like I wasn't worried not one bit. And the second I seen her come out and just aggress towards, great head movement, I was like,
The head movement was really cool.
I was like, that's some Mike Tyson shit. It's over, like, you know. But yeah, it was it's crazy, you know. 2 years ago, you know.
But here's the thing, though.
They want to cut her, you know.
No one. The fights that she's won to get to that number one spot,
Yeah.
if you are not us, are not dominant victories. Like I know that people out there are unimpressed. I know that.
Yeah.
I also know how wrong that is.
Correct.
It's a really wrong way of looking at it. But I know that's how they feel, and it makes the story better. It makes it better. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you were that dismissive, Joe? Neither one of these girls can fuck with Bullet Joe? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak for that blonde girl. But that half Puerto Rican bitch from Barberton is gonna fuck this Russian bitch up. That's real. Like, that's happening. And when you're sitting outside, if you're lucky enough to be there when it happens, because if it happens overseas, you're gonna be home with your family. But if you're lucky enough to be there when it happens, the next time I peek over that cage and go, hey, Joe, that was close, right? What do you think? I'm not gonna have to say that sentence to you. I'm gonna peek over that fucking cage and be like, yo, Joe, I love you. I fucking told you so. I fucking told you. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I think it's gonna be a good thing, man.
Do we have any weird news?
Yes, I can already sense the timing of it all.
I had to take a breath. I'm getting too emotional.
When the
I
shouting.
could tell he got too emotional because he called out nationalities, and Jessica's not even Puerto Rican.
She's
So,
half. She's a piece.
A little bit. If you talk to her about it,
No.
I don't think she is
There was mention of the place.
because of Evie.
So when she's around Eve, is she Puerto Rican? Is that what you're saying?
Oh hell yeah, she's all the time. You just see when they're drunk together. It's great. It's great.
All right, we'll just do one to wrap it up, so you can just talk about how a Delta passenger had to sit and poo.
What? What?
Oh, what?
Despite his pleas, he had to sit and poo.
Oh, no. Despite his speech, he was like, dude, I'm sitting in my poo.
Nah, not his poo. So what happened was the flight before, a service dog had an accident. They didn't explain what the accident was, but nobody cleaned it up. Nobody said anything about it. And then, like, dude sits down and he's like, "What is this stuff?" And then he looks up. He sees like all this poop there. He talks to one of the people in charge. He's like, "Hey, can you get somebody to come in here and clean this up before we leave? Like, I don't want to sit and poo in the whole flight." So I have to I have 2 flights to catch. I have to get on this flight to Florida, from Florida to wherever else he was going. And so the person's like, "Not really my problem." That's like in charge. And then he's like, "No. Like,
This is entirely your motherfucking problem,
this is
bro.
your problem. So like, please call somebody to come in and clean it up." So she does is she gets somebody to come in. It's supposed to be like a whole maintenance crew that comes in and cleans up. She gets some dude with like paper towels, no disinfectant, just paper towels and gloves. A lot of paper towels are just rubbing. And he's like, "This is not really clean." She's like, "I really don't care. Either you sit down in that seat,
Or you're off this plane.
or you're off this plane."
Fucking bitch.
So he had to sit in this flight, and he's like, he has poop all over his suit and all this stuff like that. And
Is he going to get all the money?
They could have given like a plastic bag to sit down on, like.
Do you know how much cheaper a plastic tarp is than millions of dollars?
so like,
Because people don't, people are both ways on poop.
they're either for it
I
or
don't know fucking poop
against
touching
it.
me.
No. You don't want poop touching you ever, right? Ever. But if it's a baby's poop or your dog's poop or your cat's poop, you will accept it.
Or your
If
mother's
we
poop.
accept that we're going to interact with poop in ways that are uncomfortable.
Right.
But if there's no direct love connection involved, I'm going to need a check.
Yeah. This is Delta, huh?
Yeah, it's
So-
Delta, yeah. So again,
Even if they put a tarp on it, they would have had to cut him a little check.
yeah,
But no love,
no love,
presence of poop,
presence of poop, no antibiotics,
big
antiseptics.
check.
So he's like, yeah, they said they tried to pay for my
He
suit.
rich now. That's red panty night.
Yeah, he said he's like he tried. He said like I'll pay you for the flight, your suit, your jacket, and the 4-hour Uber ride you took because you didn't want to take the next flight. And he's like, no, we're going to court.
We're going to court.
I'll see you there.
Well, yeah, there's like health issues with that too. Like,
yeah, I'm getting some money.
I mean, people on the flight should sue too with health code violation. Like,
Yeah. All that fecal matter is in the air.
Yeah.
Some other lady stood up too. Was like, I'm
With
not
the
leaving either.
food and the drinks and stuff too. Like, oof.
Everybody getting paid.
Everybody should get paid.
Everybody getting paid. Fuck you, Delta.
Everybody
It
gets
was
the roll
Delta,
on.
right?
Yeah, Delta.
Fuck you, Delta.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it was American Airlines. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I apologize to the people at.
Please never kick me off a flight.
Last one, and we'll call it quits. So Domino's is investigating this driver who's been doing some reckless things while delivering pizza.
They're investigating this?
So they're investigating this. They need to find out who this driver is.
So he's.
Oh, he's not good at it.
He fucking wrecked.
Yeah,
That's
so
why.
he fucked up the pizzas.
Yes, They don't because they have no idea. It was just a video that was taken.
Yeah, because the pizzas are hot.
Yeah.
And even when you're successfully wheeling, that shit's sliding down
Yeah.
the fuck. So you're rooting the pizzas just to have fun.
But nobody knows who this guy is, where he is.
What do you mean nobody knows?
I mean, nobody knows. Like nobody has found out yet. There's no updates on this guy's location or what.
Send me location.
What Domino's he works for? If it's even overseas, what's going on? Nobody knows. Well, it's definitely overseas. We start off with that
Everybody knows.
because he's driving on the left side of the road,
Yeah,
so he's not
it's
American.
overseas,
So
yeah.
he's not American. So there you go. So I'm okay with that.
Damn, he just ate
like-
shit on that bike trying to do
Yeah,
a wheelie.
that's what he gets.
Yeah.
Look, you're not in your own time, cunt.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on, so they can kibosh it, make sure that he's okay.
Don't say kibosh.
Why?
No, I'm kidding.
Is it like a reference to Jews or something?
Sir! You can't say Jew.
I can't say Jew.
No, I'm kidding.
They're black people too.
I'm kidding.
They're black people too.
I'm kidding.
What do you mean? Jesus is a white man, sir.
He can be whatever.
Oh,
he can-
God.
Whatever shade he wants to be. Is fine.
Yeah, whatever shade.
Every man I imagine is what?
Of course you do.
What? It's just because I don't want to imagine anyone that could be related to.
There you go. Sure, whatever, man.
In case it turns sexual.
Yeah, in case it's somehow you're related to Asian people now.
I'm just saying.
I'm-
That's why I don't like black trannies. Because I'm like, are you my cousin, nigga? Like, this is super weird. It was weird already. And now it's like, now I've got all kinds of questions I didn't want to have to ask myself.
Where's
Like,
the button? To end
you're
this
making this
show?
fucking
He's like,
awkward.
where's the button in this show?
Now,
He's like,
Anthony, no, don't get
No,
scared.
I'm not scared.
Anthony, it's okay.
I'm not scared. I have my own thoughts too, but I'm not gonna keep them to myself.
I'm so grateful right now.
Are you?
Yes, because earlier today, I told you this. I was fucking tired.
Yes.
And then the jiu-jitsu class gave me some energy, but then when that ended, I kind of went back down. And then I was like, you know what? By the time I get home and teach my private, I'm going to have energy again. And then we'll do the podcast and it'll be awesome. And it's not that I'm happy that everything went well. I'm just really happy that I was right.
I knew that's how it was gonna end. It wasn't.
Goodbye,
gonna be-
Internet.
it wasn't gonna be
XOXO.
anything-